Howdy folks, it's episode 87 of my blind RS3 Ironman playthrough. After finishing the Blessed Flask last week, I'm running out of things to do. I'm going to try to do some Slayer in this episode, but most of this episode is taken up by Azzanadra's quest, which is okay. I mean, it's Godslop, but it's on the better end of the Godslop scale. I have a lot to say about it in the summary, so we'll see you then. Enjoy. Okay, finished turning all of that into Extreme Prayer. How many doses is that? A lot. 2,260 doses, so that's 28 refills on the Blessed Flask, and that's a lot. I probably am not going to have to farm for that for a long time. I really thought I was going to have to do that for much longer. I think the play here is to just keep it at one dose to save bank space, and then do this and do fill, and then just keep doing that rather than bothering. I mean, it's a little bit slow, but you know, max what, like 4 if I'm completely empty. I love this thing. This thing rules. It is the most worth it something has ever been. Fuck the haters, fuck the people who are like, you don't need that. It's really good. It's really good. I'm doing something incredibly stupid. I hate that I'm doing this. I hate it. I hate the way that they did Shopscape in this game. This shop restocks every 2 minutes. And I think it's actually worth it as an Ironman to just buy it out. Like, just sit here, do nothing. Maybe I can, like, do something that is bank standing. Some other, like, processing, something or other. Maybe I can, like, craft my eternal magic logs so that I'm at least doing something while I wait. But this is 6 super potions, one of which is extremely annoying for me to get. Actually, a couple are kind of annoying. I do have the secondaries for a lot of these. But like getting potato cactus is kind of annoying. Getting congealed blood is insanely annoying since I'm not going to be fighting Vire Lords. I think this is pretty good. The Wiki Ironman guide says to do this. And I was like, no way. Like, really? 6 potions every 2 minutes? That can't possibly be efficient. I think it kind of is if your objective is to make lots of overloads. I want to have so many overloads that I'm not thinking about it. I just have to find an activity to do while I'm standing here, so I'm not literally just dicking around. I do very little of that in this game. I almost never, like, truly bank stand. I don't know what I make here. Might do Eternal Magic short bows. It's either that or Eternal Magic staffs, which are slightly more XP per log. Not very much more XP per log. If I make a ton of these, like, there's no way I'm ever going to use all of them in Runecraft training. But I guess at least this is potential Runecraft XP. This is nothing. This is just... it's dead once I make it. Maybe I alch it for money. And this alchs for more anyway. I guess it alchs for the same, given that it's... no, it alchs for more. Okay, I guess I'll do the staffs in between buying out this shop. Been doing the math on this shop. It's actually kind of frustrating. You get about 30 of every potion per hour. And that equates to, when you account for every possible mathematical benefit, including the Herblore Master Cape, you know, the Botanist Helmet, the Scroll of Cleansing, sitting here for an hour is worth about 16 hours of Elder Overload uptime. And it might be, if it's less efficient than gathering the other ingredients yourself and making the potions, it's like barely less efficient. It's certainly way less attentive. So I think this is like borderline correct for an Ironman, which is kind of stinky. I don't like doing it. I will do it. I think 16 hours of overloads is probably enough that I could just use them in PVM without stressing out about it. I don't really want to be making... I don't want to train fletching. Like, who cares? It seems like almost all of the 110s are pretty pointless right now, but I got nothing else to do here. I guess I could maybe train crafting, because 110 crafting might be slightly more interesting. That might be the better play, because I do have, like, a bunch of black dragon hides, and I could probably, let's see, yeah, not that many black dragon hides, but I could cut these gems, I suppose. I don't have like a furnace nearby, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't like bank standing in this game. It feels bad to not be earning XP, but I also don't care about most of the skills that I could earn XP at while doing this. I'll get my 30 potions here, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do. Alright, I finished buying 30 of these potions. I'm going to go turn them all into overloads just to see where that puts me here. Okay, that should be like 15 hours of Elder Overload Potion. I could then turn them into Elder Overload Salves, but that would be somewhat expensive because it requires prayer potions, prayer renewals, super anti-poisons, anti-fires, and super anti-fires. So I'm just gonna roll with these for now, save these for an emergency, I guess. I don't want to feel like I'm using weaker items, so I'm gonna go ahead and pickpocket some Phoenix Feathers here so I can make the super anti-fires I'm gonna need. I just want to have all Elder Overload salves. I just don't want to have to think about it, you know? Okay, it took me a minute, but I got all this stuff together to make all of these into Elder Overload salves, and I won't have to think about it anymore. For not forever, but for a decent amount of time at least. Okay, all done. That's about 16 hours of Elder Overload salve. We'll see if I ever have to come back to this. Honestly, that might even get me through all my PVM, because 16 hours doesn't sound like a lot of PVM. It certainly isn't for OSRS, but I kind of just want to like do a little tour and see what the deal is with basically all the bosses. So we'll see. We'll see how far it stretches. All right, I just did my 520th Reaper task, almost all of which have been at Archglacier. I'm thinking of like I need something AFK, right? I guess worst case I can fall back and do archaeology for dungeoneering XP, but I think Slayer actually has the most interesting stuff behind it. Specifically the Cinderbane gloves eventually. I need to get some Slayer levels for that. I have not actively trained Slayer in forever. I have 5,000 Reaper points from doing Archglacier every day. Literally just re-rolling the task until I get Archglacier, and that's where almost all of my Slayer XP came from. I might give Slayer a try. Let me go talk to, I think Lania Kia is probably my best Slayer master now. It's just some reason to do Raptor tasks as well, but... A root, Profane Scabrites. I think I actually take Profane Scabrites because I think they drop a thing that lets the Slayer helmet work with Necromancy. I don't have the Slayer helmet yet, but I can get it and put it on the island, which should be good. So let me go ahead and do that. I need to find out where these guys are. Oh yeah, it looks like the lens drops more frequently when you're on a Slayer task, so that seems like it's pretty worth it. They are Scabarite Cavern in the Caridian Desert, northwest of Polnivneach. Okay. I think I can get to Polnivneach for free now with this thing. We go to Simona. All right, it's this cave here. I've got a full inventory. I probably need to bring stuff, but let me see how it goes really quick just so I know what I should be bringing with me. Profane Scabarite. They aggro? They do aggro. That's good. Oh, they actually are a little nasty. It's quite nasty? Jeez. I'm trying to get out. Alright, let's maybe make a plan this time. Alright, I switched to tank gear. I'm bringing the Blessed Flask. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on Vampirism. See how it goes. Maybe I won't try to fight several of them at the same time if they're that nasty. But I need to like edit. That's why I'm doing Slayer tasks, because combat's usually, but not always, AFK. So if this ends up being too attentive, I probably can't commit to continuing to do it. Maybe fighting one at a time. Let's see how this guy goes here. I think the Spectral Lens is pretty rare. 1 in 512 on a Slayer task, so that's... We have like a 1 in 5 chance of getting it with this task. A little bit worse than that, but it's possible. First Slayer task in years, the Blessed Flask is clutch. It's so convenient. It's honestly absurd how convenient it is. I probably need to stand somewhere where I'm only aggroing one of these guys at a time. I can handle 1 or maybe 2, but anything more than that is quite nasty. And then they summon these little babies that I probably need to turn on my AoE bar to have a chance here. Oh, and I'm getting poisoned, so maybe I want to actually bring some of my overload salves. Let me just do that. Okay, it looks like the activity makes more sense with overloads on. I mentioned that 16 hours would be plenty for my overload salves, but not if I'm doing Slayer tasks, as I've already had to use 2, and I'm not even done with the task, so... Might need to come up with some kind of solution for making plenty of overloads that's not super annoying and doesn't sit too long at that Mazcab shop. Mazcab shop, I think, is the way to do it, to be honest. It's a little irritating, but it's much less irritating than the alternative. Alright, it's about to be task complete. I did not get a lens drop. That's okay, though. This was very AFK, although much nastier than I was expecting it to be. So we'll see if there's other Slayer tasks like this that are kind of a hassle. Not a big hassle, but enough of a hassle at least to get started. 22 points. Okay. Off I go. I think I have enough of those Slayer VIP tickets to just get 2 choices for the rest of my account. Dark Beasts or Gargoyles? I think those both kind of suck. I guess I'll just do Dark Beasts. Are Dark Beasts annoying in this game? They're trivial in OSRS. Doing Dark Beasts over here in the Fort 4 and 3 dungeons is probably the place to do it. You just got a superior Dark Beast? Yeah. Okay. I don't know if they have any more interesting drops or something. Looks exactly the same as the other ones. We didn't put any work into getting us new ones, unfortunately. Oh, I just got a dark bow to drop. I don't think it matters at all in this game. I'll go ahead and take it. I guess I could disassemble it. Task complete. All right, let's see what's next. That was very AFK. Gargoyles or Calphites? Well, I can't. Gargoyles are going to be annoying because I don't have the thing that lets me bust them for free. So I guess I just do Calphites. Honestly, I probably should be point boosting, but I don't care right now. I'd rather do this less attentively. 75 tasks in a row. Okay. Do black dragons or adamant dragons? I'd rather just do black dragons so I don't have to think about it. The evil chicken lair, it's a little slow, but we'll get it done. They don't aggro. Pretty funny, I got a black dragon egg here. I think it's a pretty rare drop. I used to really care about getting those player-owned farm egg drops. Task complete. I guess that's not a player-owned farm egg. It's a different kind of egg. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a summoning pet. 99 summoning is required to receive it. It can be incubated to make a hatchling black dragon. Vile blooms or stalker creatures. I know nothing about either of those, so I guess I will look them up. Vile blooms are an anachronia thing. Luminous snagglers and devil's snares. Why would I fight them though? Oh, they drop snape grass. That's actually kind of helpful. Bullgazers seem pretty pointless and silly, so I guess we'll try the vile blooms. Seems like these things are actually super annoying to fight. I'm gonna give it a try really quick, just see how it goes. They do something where you're like supposed to stun it, I guess. Oh, they're actually not that bad. Okay, never mind. It's fine. I do have to kill like 90 of them, and it's not very inattentive, but... guys are actually, like, comically easy. The wiki made them out to be kind of hard, but maybe that was before the combat rework, before Necromancy. Oh, I got Blast Diffusion Boots, which are a really rare drop from these guys, I think. I don't have the space for these, and I don't know that I'll ever use them. It's like 1 in 2,000 on a Slayer task. I wish I would have gotten the Slayer lens thing for Necromancy instead from the Profane Scarabs, but I'll take a unique. Why not? You guys are so easy. It borderline feels like an error because they give a ton of Slayer XP. Like I haven't even been here for that long. I've gotten way more XP than I got from any of the other tasks I've done so far. Maybe just because they're, you know, Anachronia specific. Alright, task complete. Next assignment. Oh, I guess it accidentally reset it. My cat jumped on my keyboard. It gave me the option of doing Celestial Dragons or I think it was just Demons. So hopefully Celestial Dragons aren't too bad. Alright, next quest is Azzanadra's quest. Looks like I have to go start it in Burthorpe. Shock. Is this floor still going to be full of people despite Saren having like, oh, I only call everyone here every now and then? Yep, everyone's still here. All right, talk to Azzanadra. Yeah, that's maybe a problem. Once more, I've summoned you here. We don't all just stand here all the time. Just text people, Saren. God.
I was not always Azzanadra, your trusted friend. 6,000 years ago, I was Azzanadra, Pontifex Maximus of the Zerosian Empire. I maintained civilization and the rule of my lord against all those who called themselves gods. I am very familiar with Saren's influence. We can no longer rely on this council. They are completely under her sway now. In time, they will recover their initiative, but for now, they are nothing but
Look how incredulous he looks.
Disappointing, but not unexpected. Saren is obsessed with the adult elder gods. Her guilt and shame blind her to the true threat. It is not the adults who are destined to destroy us. It is their unborn children. If they wake, they will devour this world, and in time, all worlds.
Yeah, it's still a problem.
If the best these fools can do is waste their time on senseless appeasement, then it falls to us to save them. We must find the
It's a really funny bit of concept art. Like, this bitch Saren.
Stop them hatching.
Won't work with a traitor. Psychopompous. It's funny that it's like Azzanadra's like, you're my trusted friend. It's like, I've betrayed you like 4 times now, man. I guess it's because they let me. And they didn't really intend, they didn't want the player to betray Zaros or any of the Zarosian followers. Okay. Create et. Okay. I was struggling to find him. Dr. Nabonic wouldn't trigger. I guess he counts as being outside despite not actually being Azzanadra here. I guess we have to go to the Praetorium. The war table outside. He should be standing around, I think. There he is. Oh, all right. Guess this requires Vault of Shadows. How are you feeling? I'm all caught up. What's the plan, boss? Mom never laid an egg. Joss sacrificed hers to create the Stone of Joss. Seems pretty bad. For Neske, oh my god. All the worlds are returned to constantly, right? I think you have to tell me where the world gate is, because it probably doesn't require quests that would make sure the player is well aware of it. Oh, cutscene. Okay, that's it. They're not gonna make me put the code in. It's a volcanic wasteland. All right. All right, Azzanadra's here again on my way. You could be faster. Some of this can't just teleport everywhere. Can you teleport me? Only gods can do it easily. I know Tele-Other. It's easy to cast. Oh, okay, Azzanadra. Whatever you say, buddy. Seems an unnecessary thing to address. Here he is again. Why don't Zaros' followers have an afterlife? Every religion needs it. We call it Erebus. What's it like? Okay, that must be coming up soon then, I guess. Madra, I don't have souls. Okay. Talking to Azzanadra again. Why did Zaros activate the monolith of the Archaeology Guild? With him lies all authority. Okay, man. Here he is again. Okay. Oh, hey, it's Ariane. I haven't seen her in a while. It's like they dropped them. I guess she shows up in the Archglacier fight, so we still need to set that up. The thing I've done every day for 2 years. Azzanadra, High Priest of Zaros? Azzanadra, transcribe the ancient magics in the Pyramid of Jaldroct? You can't Azzanadra him out of anything. Yeah, we go way back. After my friend Zania died, I started having visions. Yeah, catch up, Ariane. It's funny that she hasn't been at that council this whole time. That's why we're here, too. Has she been able to just come here this whole time? They're really trying to, like, get her in this story without having really established it before. That's kind of funny. Okay. Beginnings of a Stone of Joss egg. Okay. Another one here. Places suffused with Ma's resonance. Okay. How many different kinds of fucking energy are they going to introduce? This is a mystery for another time. All right. Okay, another sphere here. Cool is fire, wind is ice, water. Bick is earth or nature, and Joss is time. Well, there's a time rune now. I'm sure I read that somewhere on like a Jagex blog post. Okay. All right, this one's when, I assume. What about that big scoreboard in Varrock? Didn't seem to really go anywhere in the end. True. They really fucked that one up, didn't they? Like, one of the things I really hate about that quest, Liskay's Endgame, is the way that like nothing happens at the status quo, right? I guess Bandos died a while ago. I wonder if they wanted to like kill all the gods except for one and then just like bailed on it. Fool appeared briefly over Anachronia. Oh yeah, I guess that was in the cutscene. Deformed into a humanoid. You guys really need to explain why most of them look like crazy, you know, biblically accurate angels, but Ma looked like a human. It's fine. You change your mind on what you want them to look like. It is kind of annoying that like they do Joss and Joss looks way different from Ma. And then they're just like, oh, I'll just make them all look like Joss now. Okay. Is that it? I have to do something else here? I did investigate the eggs. Is there another one that I missed? Oh, maybe there's one here. Check in with Azzanadra and Ariane. Okay. Yo. You dimly remember Azzanadra giving you an Elder God device of some sort. Oh, that thing. I think I dropped it. Okay. All right. Oh, I have to get all the... There's like little spirits in the chambers. Okay, hold on. Once again, divination continues to be the lamest skill in the game. This should be the last one once it finishes charging here. All right, so what do I do now that I have all of them? Use the blank observation. Okay. Charged observation. There you go. Let me try. I'm a seer. Wait, why is... Azzanadra is a 6,000-year-old, like, demigod, essentially. Ariane, as far as I can tell, is just a random wizard from the Wizards Guild. I don't mind her being involved in these quests. I don't mind her being tied up with Azzanadra, but it really feels like they're forcing it here. And it's like an idea that they just had. And like, oh, we should bring back some of our signature heroes.
This world was lush once, green and flourishing. a perfect womb for the sleeping gods. Within their shells, they slumbered in a yoke of incredible power. The currents of magic drove more and more energy into the eggs until they reached a bursting point. Sensing the impending birth of their young, the adults pressed in close. With a touch, they imparted their identities and their memories. The eggs burst open and the hatchlings within emerged ravenous. Their mere presence drained all life from the cavern around them.
It looks like they have them all look like they're similar.
Moments, every other living thing nearby was dead, drained of all life. Nothing could stop them. The world was doomed. Further and further, their reach expanded, blanketing everything. Minutes later, Frenesque was a desolate husk.
Is this like the only one that they destroyed, though?
The traveled out into the universe to remake it. In time, they grew old and hid eggs of their own beneath the surface of Gielinor.
Are their eggs like
When
hungrier?
they hatch, our world will suffer the same fate as Frenesque. We must stop them. Somehow.
All right. Nothing has changed, right? We haven't learned anything new. Yeah, thank you. We already knew that. Carapax said that specifically what was going to happen. Stop them from touching their eggs. What? Ceradoman's most prized possession is a crown that can locate elder artifacts. Okay. Oh, Ceradoman's missing? It must have come up. That didn't come up in any quests. All right, Falador, I guess. Oh. Your conscience speaking. Like Sliske. Definitely not your conscience. Okay, well, there's something related to Sliske. I have a world to save. I'm not okay with this. Yeah, mood. Surreptitious. That's pretty funny. Oh, okay. Like my disguise. Okay. You want me to do exactly? Throne room. Here we go. Azzanadra's quest. What are we doing here exactly? I need to speak to him. Do you know who I am? room on the ground floor. I don't know why they're doing this Sliske is talking in my mind thing. It was like, you can already do inner monologue, I think. Surreptitious is back here. Sir Grumpalot. Oh, hey, it's Sir Owen. He's all fucked up now. Got a cool arm like I have. It is funny that Sir Owen doesn't get a funny name. How have you been? Oh, stop the end of the world. Sure, it can wait. You need to speak to Sir Doman now. Father Frith, like his secretary? Seems so unnecessary. Get it? They're the religion of bureaucracy. All right, ceramic bars. Council's moving too slowly. Okay. Frozen by bureaucracy. This is like, we're going to make this happen now for Sarah Doman, right? At least, like, they're making it happen, and it's a little weird, but at least they're trying to, like, set it up in the quest and not just introducing it and then abandoning it immediately. Surveillance, that's good. Adominus. Icene. Sends another request incoming. You just do me one small favor, that kind of thing. Are you alright? Continue to rant. I'm gonna try to avert some horrifying catastrophe. Someone always has to give me some mindless little task before I can get there. Get me better armor, bake me a cake, find Mr. Flibbles, my delightful stuffed crocodile. Can I come back and deal with the small stuff later as a mini quest or a post quest content? It's pretty funny, actually. You tell him, kid. Oh, go moving on quickly. Surviving. Right. Oh, I missed that there was new dialogue popping in. He was just complaining about how they can't equip the knights properly. Sir Owen is losing his faith. Never even occurred to them to push a pillar onto her. Hey, we're joking about salt in the wound. Well, that was funny. They're kind of having Sliske do the thing where he knows about that stupid quest. Surviving. White Knights are bankrupt. They're definitely like deliberately trying to make the White Knights out to be annoying. Had enough of this bureaucratic nonsense. Okay. This is a little clumsy. It's not horrible. Like, if they want to change something about the way characters have been characterized up till now, that's fine. And if they're going to do it, they may as well have a quest that spends time on it. So I shouldn't be mad. It's like, okay, we want to like use this in the future that the White Knights are bureaucratic and that everything here is like Kafka-esque. But I just feel like we're kind of pulling that out of thin air here. Cupboard? St. Elspeth's birthday. Okay. Is safe here. Silent Bell, blessed in the waters of the River Sav. Let me see if I can work this out. Undercover operative working with Marstead on a wider mission. You're a shapeshifter, probably a Majorat or demon, given you're working with Azzanadra. Wow, he's so smart. Good job, Sir Owen. Terrapin? Bingreen? Producing an elaborate reveal spin. I guess they do that animation when people reveal themselves. I feel like the problem they're trying to solve here is like, what's the difference between the Temple Knights and the White Knights? Okay. Blessed Silent Bell. Remove the clapper from a standard Slayer bell. Blessed in the well of the Temple in Paterdomus. Okay, so cut clapper. And then Paterdomus is going to take me a quick sec. Okay, here's the well. It is kind of cool that they're sending us around the world. This is a better quest so far. I'm complaining, but it's not as bad as Desperate Times and Desperate Measures, which I really thought were terrible. This quest has world hopping. It has connections to other quests. Yeah, I worry that like Elder God questline stuff is just like the well is super poison, so I assume it's going to be bad, but I don't mind the bureaucracy stuff they're doing. I think they're doing their best. All right, Azzanadra's quest. I think what feels weird, and this isn't the fault of the people writing this quest, it feels weird that they haven't been using Sir Owen and Ariane and these other signature heroes, and they're like, shit, we should start using them again. So they're having to like very quickly characterize them. Like this all seems to be about Sir Owen being frustrated by the White Knights, right? Which is an interesting development to his character. It's something that they could have been doing for years, We kind of dropped him after the quest where Sarah Doman sends you to infiltrate the Black Knight's fortress, right? Just ring the bell. Sarah Doman. Oh, Blueberry. He's like Beetlejuice. The world is in danger, right? We are concerned about Saren. We? We need to find the eggs. Need your crown. The eggs are shielded from its power. Okay. This keeps confusing me because he looks like my characters with a full beard. Suck it, Father Frith. Cannot live by faith alone. Faith that works is dead. All right. Sarah Doman's into the Book of James. Okay, back to Karid. Okay. Sorrows only prefer things that are already righteous. Bit of romantic tension there, maybe. Who's this? He wants to help. It is okay. I will give this quest credit. I'm still kind of annoyed by this quest line, but I have to not let the well be super poisoned. Like, just going and getting the Crown of Sarah Doman would be dumb. So the point of that section was to get Sir Owen, right? Which I'm more interested in getting Sir Owen than I am of getting the crown, getting the thing that lets us do the thing, which is like so many quests in modern RuneScape are getting the thing to do the thing. What are Tokar? Can't ask Guthix though. Guthix is dead. No kidding. An elitist clique of uninspired fossils. Temple Knights have a secret leader. Surveillance. Give away our entire hierarchy while you're at it. Isn't that the whole hierarchy anyway? That's not the point. Okay. Yes, fucking secret Majorat or some bullshit. All right. All of memories in the Memorial to Gothics. That's why I have this guy. We'll hear. Oh, there's Trindine. I guess my character isn't guaranteed to know that. I don't think I've had to come here for any reason. Wait. Emergency override. Calculate the ratio of a circle circumference to its diameter. This statement is a lie. Can an omnipotent entity create a rock so heavy it can't lift it? Stop the count. Oh, fuck. Don't do that, guys. It's not funny. Well, that's annoying. Okay. So, what am I doing here? Divination? We're like, I'm not doing it. I want to get bits of Gothics on my fingers. I kind of like Trindine. Like, I get what they're doing with her, but I think they're characterizing her better. Do you want to pick up pieces of floating flesh? What do they want me to... Archivist memories, okay. Give me a second to grab all these. I do like when they have us go back to places like this and do activities we've done elsewhere in RuneScape as part of a quest. I think that's good. Feeling better? %. You gotta be kidding me. So, we're not gonna make small talk, are we? Never seem to mention Zaros. What can you tell me about Sliske? But you're already acquainted. Toplasi was irritating. Found a black Chinchampa. You know, the really explosive ones on my chair. You thought it was a whoopee cushion. Heard you killed him, though. How do you feel about that? %. Did you ever meet Gothics? This is nice. Who wrote this quest? I'm going to look it up real quick. This one's Mod Jack. Mod Raven seems to be associated with just about everything, so I can't really make a quality assessment of Mod Raven because it seems like he works on stuff that rules and stuff that sucks. Mod Jack, game designer. He's currently the lead game designer. He did Gunner's Ground. The text in Majorat Memories was pretty good, even though the quest was annoying. Oh, he did Evil Dave's Big Day Out. Right on. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to the quest. I'm just finding that this is a better written quest. Most of the problems I have with it are just like lore debt, right, from prior quests being annoying. Why would I mention Zaros? Not devout enough? Hide myself amongst the humans, call myself in a dirt? No thanks. That's funny. He's probably the best Majorat. Gross. Ali the Wise. I'm the World Guardian. Dumping restricted memories. Okay. More things I have to grab. Put them on the plinths. What plinths it's talking about? All the way up here. I see them now. Oh, something happened when I placed the last one. Memory bud. Restricted engram. Oh, shit. I wanted to see what that... She's about to say something. I missed it. Collecting people's junk? Take it to the memorial. That's cool, because like collecting the engrams is another task, right? Use it on this. I like when quests have you revisit.
One day, I will be gone.
Hey, voice acted Guthix.
And on that day, the barrier, my edicts, will come crashing down. Gielinor will no longer be protected from them. I cannot leave this world, this beautiful world, unprotected. I must leave it with its shield, with its own guardian. Alas, there are none powerful enough that can be trusted with such a task.
With the player character.
The gods are too petty, the dragonkin unable, and my guardians too focused elsewhere. But perhaps there is a solution.
I wonder if this voice acting is using a different channel than the usual voice acting channel, because this game has a really bad volume mixing problem. Like some things are like way too quiet. I try to fix it in the edit where I can, but it's really hard to do. But this is like perfectly audible compared to a lot of the other voice acting.
The divine soul is capable of great feats, but it is rigid and unyielding. If we are to grow stronger, we must take that power from elsewhere, like my edicts. I draw anima from the heart of Gielinor itself, and in turn I draw its shadow twin from the Codex.
That makes sense. What the fuck?
Funneled through my sword, the two energies in perfect harmony create a powerful force that repels the strongest threats to this world. But it requires my constant concentration. I must meditate and focus deeply, lest the energies fall out of balance. And I will not be here forever. I cannot rely on another god to take my place. They would be too distracted by their own petty scheming, and even Seren would be distracted by her love for her elves. So, I must turn to mortals. But how could a mortal withstand the power needed to maintain the edicts? It would be too much for them, and it would tear them apart, unless they were prepared for it.
That's an interesting ending. The World Guardian quits adventuring and just maintains the edicts forever.
The mortal soul is a malleable and powerful thing. It can survive tremendous injury and return even stronger. If used correctly, it can hold back the darkest forces. If I could take the heart of the enchantment and place it within a mortal soul, I could weave them both together with some of my own anima and the edict's shadow anima.
I feel so bad for this voice actor having to read that shit.
Their soul would adapt to it.
Like, I think it's good to get voice acting for Guthix. Don't have him talking about the stupid, inscrutable mechanics of the many different kinds of energies in your world, right?
It would not be without
Have him say
benefit to
something
them.
interesting.
They would become resistant to the powers of the other gods.
I really don't think we need to litigate the specifics of how the World Guardian thing works.
immune to the loyalty auras of Seren and Zaros, and they would also find themselves protected from the shadow anima and its abhorrent nature. Once part of them, their soul would adapt and change.
This quest is a quest of contrast. It has parts I really like and parts I think are really dumb.
Alike, growing slowly in power and preparing itself for the task ahead. Indeed, they would find themselves connected to power they would never expect. They would be in constant connection with the Codex, absorbing the shadow anima in a steady flow, even as they absorb the flow of anima around them.
Don't care! Why did you make somebody read all this?
Its powers could enhance them, strengthen them, and prepare them for the trials ahead. However, such an enchantment would need to be primed, unlocked, and that would require an outside force. Shadow magic.
Oh, did Gothics plan everything with fucking Sliske or whatever?
There are no experts in shadow magic
Okay.
that I can trust, but perhaps I can trust in their duplicity and curiosity.
One of the weakest twists of all, there's two that I really hate. There's this character was this character all along, right? Actually, there's those three things that I hate. There's that. Number two is this character you thought was dead is actually alive for no reason. And the third one is someone else was pulling the strings the whole time, right?
The Margaret Sliske would be the perfect candidate.
I'm over here trying to figure out, like,
for
why
this.
are they doing this fucking shadow anima stuff? This is, like, so unnecessary. Previously, it was just Gothics made you the world guardian and he gave you some power. It's like, okay, that's abstract, but I get the idea. Like, that's serviceable for the story. And, like, they're doing this weird shadow anima thing. And it's like, why do we need to specify this? It's like, oh, they're working backwards from we want the thing with Sliske to not have been a giant fucking waste of time, right?
For all his faults, there are few who can match his skill with shadow magic. If I could set him after this mortal soul, if I could focus him at them, he would work his magic upon them, and this would act as the catalyst needed for the enchantment to grow. But I would need to change Sliske as well. He would need to be primed by my own magic, delivered directly and in the purest form.
Okay.
The only option there is the Staff of Armadil, and it would mean my end.
This is, to me, substantially less interesting than Sliske is just a crazy guy who killed Gothics for the fun of it, right?
So be it. I was unable to protect Naragon with my life, so let me safeguard Gillenor with my death. I shall lure Sliske here with the promise of power and the frustrations of mystery. When he comes before me, I shall let him know he is important, that only he can be the one to kill me. His curiosity will be inflamed, and he will not be able to ignore that nagging voice in his head, craving to learn more. It will consume him. Whatever name I give him, whoever I point him at, he will be drawn to them like a moth to a flame.
Player character.
He will not be able to be anything other than the spark needed to empower my chosen. I will need a hero, someone whose soul is already strong enough to hold my enchantment.
Someone who has completed no quest prerequisites before starting the World Wakes.
Eternum wasn't strong enough, and I must learn
Eternum?
from that failure.
Well, I need to Google that. From a fun orb game called Armies of Gielinor, a failed spin-off? Okay, whatever. It's the previous
A
World
champion
Guardian, I
of the
guess.
people will have a strong enough soul to contain the enchantment. As their soul grows through their experiences and adventures, the enchantment will grow with it. It will make them resistant to the power of gods and be a reserve of power that they can subconsciously tap into when they are at their most threatened. This champion will become my world guardian. They will become a source of fascination to the gods and to all the most powerful and dangerous things. They cannot help but find themselves drawn into the battles that are to come. I must have faith that they will be ready.
Anything useful? Nothing relevant to the eggs. Like, I don't know. All right. I kind of hate it. I think it adds nothing really to the story to be like Guthix coordinated Sliske the whole time to make the World Guardian more powerful because of shadow magic or some stupid shit, right? Before it was just Guthix doesn't like the gods. He's about to die. There's a guy standing right in front of him who just happens to be here because he's the adventurer. So give him the power and tell him, hey, resist the gods. And now everything has to be this like weird puppet master shit. It's dumb. All right, Czar City is next. Oops, I just want to teleport there. Main plaza, I guess? Like, what am I supposed to do? I guess I'm supposed to meet Trindine outside. Puts out lava monsters to make planets. Bit of an oversimplification, but close enough. Okay. Just, oh, hey, Gaul, what's up? Gaul. Which Gaul are you? Who's this funny little fellow? Lady has no soul. Lady made of anathema. Lady looking at Galcott with very scary face. She's my friend. Because I don't really have any reason to trust her other than that she's an interesting character. Okay. Guess we're talking to the big guy here. I want to be me. This quest should probably have a ton of prerequisites as well. It has some prerequisites, not all bad. The library on the way in? I keep calling her horrifying lady, which is pretty funny. Okay, I guess we're talking to her again in here. Torture? Torture's out? That's pretty funny. A few weeks, maybe a few months. Goodbye, horrifying lady. Have you considered not being the ancient spy of a Dark Lord? All right, Wizard's Tower. Where do I go? Wizard Trindy. That's cute. Do you like that she keeps taking different disguises? That's cute. Wizard who accessorizes. I'm trendy. Looking good. She's probably the best part of this quest. Doing a much better job of making her happen than like Karos. Samurai X, no friend of mine. Presentation about them in Berthorpe. Yes, I was there. I still feel like Berthorpe is such a stupid location for the Saren Council scenes. Search these bookcases, I guess. Oh, sure. Gnomish? Okay. Dreadfully boring. The elder ones are here. That looks promising. It's about care homes in Varrock. Breldo's Ages. First edition. Forwards written by the Makeover Mage? Zaros died because he tripped and fell? Slisk's game, a storyline. Someone called Slisk. It's pronounced Sliske. Well, good. I'm glad I got that pronunciation wrong myself. Professor Soran? Ah. It's a reference to something. Okay. Yeah, so I guess Soran is the guy that you turn in Zaros collections to in Varrock. So maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. All right, what'd you guys find? Anything interesting? Oh, why is she knocked out? What'd you do to her? Okay, I love it. That is largely of her devising. It is cool that they imply that they went on a separate quest. Heart of Gielinor. That seems pretty obvious. Okay. I had to bring this. Things have changed here. Don't have to go far. Okay. Whoa. Beautiful singing. Hey, it's Grigorovic. They can hear Sliske calling. It didn't make me bring a lava rune. Yeah, this one doesn't have any item prerequisites though, which is unfortunate. Oh, it's just like the Elder Halls. Okay. Okay. Not secret, but secret. It's basically what they said there. Thick soup of anima. Okay. Anima yolk. Like this music track. Wen's egg. Got fire, water, and earth. Sorry, I hear voices now. Ick. You have to find out what's causing the increase in specific energy. Avoid killing any gods in this chamber. That's it? All right. That was abrupt. Quest complete. Quest complete, really? Yeah, okay. They're doing the thing I said they wanted them to do with Slisuke now. They just didn't do it while Slisuke was around. They did it in like his first quest, and now after he's dead. Who found the eggs? Not directly relevant. Why was she even there? Was she there to provide comic relief? See, this is what I wanted. It's like they realized this is what they should have been doing. It's actually kind of funny because this isn't like annoying. This isn't like Deadpool fourth wall break, you know, awareness of the bigger narrative stuff. Sort of an explanation. Okay. Continuing Azzanadra's quest. This one actually required me to walk in from the front instead of going straight to the Praetorium. Alright, give me a second. It's like here. No one here. Trendine's leaking. Stand near a pylon. Okay. This one. Delicious dark anima. That is that I think that's just a synonym for shadow anima, right? Dark anima and shadow anima aren't two different distinct kinds of energy. What else are we doing here? It's something. I don't know where it wants me to go. Hold on. Oh, here we go. The energy you carry activates the anchor. You see the little purple things? I had to charge these forever ago as part of archaeology training. Okay. Another one in here. How do I get in there? I have to like climb over something first. Yeah, crumbled wall. One more. Okay. Trindine wisps. Everybody needs to just start leaving wisps around. I guess you don't need to see me gather these. Assume I just need a 50 like before. Okay. I hate Majorat memories. All right, I like Sliske now. They did it. They did the thing I wanted them to do, and it's good. It works. The longest con in history. As much as Sicellos was a gluttonous dolt, it was ambitious to plan a heist like this. I really think that they could have made Sliske work. Because I actually kind of like the masks talking to you. I was like annoyed by it at first, but it's kind of good, actually, I think. I just wish that Sliske was more interesting and they had gotten the whole he merges with you thing to... I wish they'd planned that from the beginning. It sounds like they're like trying to ex post facto make it happen, you know? Back to the Tsar. Talking to the Gaul, I guess it has a little icon. Questions about what? Tools of the masters, the kiln, the catalyst, other tools. Locator. Oh, a Ceradoman's crown, one of the elder artifacts. Okay. Wizard's Tower, Hall of Memories. The idea that we've spent this whole time getting duped is kind of cool. You were here earlier today. The book you stole. Cartalian Heresy? Just so happens I'm an expert in that field. Story about Ceradoman dating to the Third Age. He was a human before he discovered a powerful magical artifact, the Crown of Ceradoman, which turned him into a god. Oh. If he's separated from his crown, he loses his power. Okay. All of memories. I like this is all happening after the joke quest complete thing from the Sliske voices. Smart. The Elder Crown. Memory contents erased. Marianne. Okay, I need to get another teleport. 1 sec. Just head right back in. Yes. How's it coming, Ariane? Trillion runestones. Trying to get some other elder artifacts. You literally have a magic battery full of her memory. Can't get more personal than that. People just shedding anima all the time. Can you just find memories for people wherever you feel like it? Sir Lance. Okay, it's a secret Majorat. Jolly good, that's fine then. One moment, Aoi. Omnis una manet nox, Grandmaster Valinius. Who he actually is? Thank the Empty Lord. Oh, he's actually a Zerosian. 5,000 years? Let me get out of this costume. Okay. He's one of the Chthonian demons. So, your handler died 4,900 years ago. He's been in deep cover as a temple knight, I guess, as a lot of different servants of Saradomin. He's constantly infiltrating. Going from surveillance to Valinius is kind of smart. Started embedding puns into Asgardian lineages. I'm gonna kill you. Don't fuck with the goofy shit in RuneScape. Don't try to explain it. It's just goofy. It's fine. This itself is also a gag, but ceramic vase? You have to respect the artistry. Man, it's like if you had a Dragon Ball Z episode where it was explained that a master manipulator was responsible for all our characters being named after vegetables and underpants. It's a joke. It's fine. That's worse. Excuse me? What's going on? Feeling that things aren't what they seem. Someone else is in control. That was me, bit of a wheeze. I like the way he talks. He's very British. Things aren't going so well for our chaps. The Empty Lord is gone. Lost control of Sentison to Zamorak. I'll bring up Duke Sicelis. Okay, so there's been a long plan to steal the crown, like thousands of years. After we take out the Angel of Death, our loyalty and usefulness will be on question. Okay. The less said about King Valence, the better. Okay. He must have been multiple characters throughout history. They wouldn't have accepted that there was like a single guy in charge of the Temple Knights for 5,000 years. Oh, are we going to convert Owen to a Zerosian? Because I kind of like that idea. That would be good for his character. Because they spent this whole quest showing how he doubts Saradomin. I'm an order shorter chap. They're like the lawful evil devils. Yeah, they should have him serve Zaros. I would like that as a twist for him. Do you even know what Zaros is planning? No, Sir Owen, come on. Switch to Zaros. Whatever, that's less interesting for his character. Oh, Trinity's just going to knock him out. Is it really necessary to murder everyone? Sniff of the old loyalty aura. I hate this shit. Make the loyalty aura thing go away. Cover an artifact known as the Frostin Horn. Oh, we have that. Pontimax thought we'd need it. Bob's your uncle. Making him talk like Sir Tiffy is kind of amusing. Okay. Talking to Ariane here. Oh. Okay. We personally converted Grandmaster Valinius, who served a Dark Lord to our cause. Warren Saradomin. I'm sure that's not a meaningful... I'll betray Azzanadra again and he'll still call me his friend. Okay. More extreme measures in trapping you in a pyramid this time. Okay. Zaros is here. He's just gonna take it. Okay. Scenes that are just happening again. You're not a god. I am. This is a stain. Who, me? Yeah, what does this have to do with me? I feel like I'm just watching a cutscene play out as usual with these guys. Crash their after party. Okay. Yep. Walk down there. There's a bunch of temple knights here now. And Valinius, okay. An evocation. So is Ariane converted or something? What of the eggs? Is that it? See, the whole gang is here. You manipulated me. One of these days I'm definitely going to see this coming. Somehow I doubt that. Next we meet, it will be as enemies. I returned the book. I didn't need to do that. Toodles. Give my own life meaning. I worked with Reldo recently. He can be trusted. Uh-huh. Okay. I have complex feelings about Azzanadra's quest. I think it's actually one of the better God Slop quests, but it's still inherently God Slop. Turn these summaries into reviews for quests that I hate, so I should probably just actually summarize the quest for you really quick. Azzanadra's at the ridiculous Saren Council, where everyone has been, converted by Saren's loyalty aura or whatever. He thinks Saren is going about everything all wrong, that she's focused on the adult Elder Gods instead of the Elder God eggs, which are an existential threat to humanity and to Galenor and the universe, apparently. So he says, let's screw Saren and try to solve this problem on our own. He calls you his trusted friend, which is pretty funny given that every opportunity I've been given to betray Azzanadra and the Zerosians I've taken. You go to Fernesque where you run into Ariane, which is very weird. I think they just decided, oh shit, right, the signature heroes, we should bring them back. They probably should have been at all of the Saren Council meetings this whole time. But I guess apparently she's just had access to the World Gate and is hanging out in Fernesque for some reason. I'm fine with the signature heroes coming back. In fact, I like the signature heroes in which they use them more smartly. They've kind of been wasted this whole time. But it does feel like they forgot to include them up to this point, so it feels kind of abrupt that Ariane's just here. On Fernesque, we look at the hatched eggs that produced the Elder Gods that we know, and then it seems kind of pointless because it seems like we're relitigating something that Karapak already covered pretty thoroughly. We reveal that when the eggs hatch, they destroy the planet that they're on, and then the gods go around and eat other worlds. But that seemed like that's what Karapak told us, so I don't think we got any new information from doing this. I guess Karapak just described it with words, and this one they show you some images. So we come back from Fernesque, and the quest is we need to find the Elder God eggs. We're mostly working with Trindine, the new Majorat introduced in Vault of Shadows, and I actually really like Trindine. She's really good. She's funny. She does a bit where she keeps getting into a disguise as different people, and the names that she takes on are all pretty cute. Trindine is probably the best Majorat just from this one quest. It's not hard because the bar is so low. Basically, all the Majorat are bad or boring. One of my big issues with the Majorat is how fucking serious they are all the time in a game that's inherently kind of goofy, and Trindine kind of brings the goofiness back. It's hard to articulate why her sort of goofiness works for me, but Sliske's didn't. Trindine just comes across as casually irreverent, whereas Sliske was going for this grand jester thing, and it never really landed for me. The quest breaks up into several parts where you're going to the Guthix Hall of Memories and to Zar City and to the Wizard's Tower to try to research where the Elder God eggs are. There's also a part where we need to work with Sir Owen, so we're bringing back more of our signature heroes, in order to contact Sarah Doman. I guess I must have had it spoiled for me somewhere, or maybe it just says it in the game and this is the first quest to formally introduce it, that Sarah Doman's crown is an Elder artifact. It's the thing that lets you find other Elder artifacts, and they're thinking they can use it to find the eggs. The part where you're trying to contact Sarah Doman is pretty good. It's a little clumsy because what they're trying to do is they're trying to ex post facto recharacterize the White Knights as this Kafka-esque, super bureaucratic, covered in red tape organization, which is fine. I mean, let's do a characterization for the White Knights and not just they're the good guy knights that live in Falador. That's cool. I'm fine with it. They're also trying to distinguish the Temple Knights from the White Knights, which up to this point are basically the same organization. So the whole bit they're doing is that the quest is taking forever because you're trying to contact Sarah Doman and you can't because you have to fill out paperwork and do little mini quests for people. There's a funny little fourth wall break joke where they talk about how some of this needs to be moved into a mini quest or post quest content. That reminds me to mention that during this quest, you start getting contacted by Sliske's masks. I don't know that it's explicitly Sliske. They said some bullshit about how the World Guardian was imbued with Sliske's shadow anima. Actually, that's the worst part of the quest. There's a fully voice acted section, just a waste of voice acting, where Guthix just goes on and on about the specific mechanics of the World Guardian's powers and how he coordinated to have Sliske murder him so that Sliske would be turned against the World Guardian and could imbue his shadow power. It's so stupid. Who cares? The World Wakes is very straightforward. It's Sliske is this crazy trickster guy and he kills Guthix for some reason. We don't need to necessarily know the reason. And then you happen to be the person who's there to witness Guthix dying, so he makes you the World Guardian. This quest makes World Wakes much dumber because it's oh no, Guthix was planning that the whole time and was specifically planning for you to be the World Guardian. It's okay, that doesn't really make things more interesting. It's one of my least favorite twists in games. I hate when something was actually in the plan all along, right? It's clearly not what they were going for in the World Wakes. Anyway, Sliske's essence is merged with you or something, so he's taunting you in your head throughout the whole quest, which at first I was oh god, more Sliske. but I think it's actually kind of good. I don't know. It mostly worked for me. I can't really tell you why. I think part of it is that they're doing the thing that I said they should have done with Sliske, is that he's like doing little fourth wall break jabs. And because it's in your mind, it doesn't matter that it's, a threat to the canon or whatever, that he's commenting on how silly the conclusion to Salt in the Wound was. I wish that this had all been planned out better and they had this idea much sooner. Because if like Sliske's endgame was you fusing with Sliske or something, if there's some better explanation for why he's in your head all of a sudden, and they actually wanted the entire time to put him in your head as like a point of drama and as a point of commentary on quests in the future, it would feel less abrupt. But it's like a lot of the problems I have with Azzanadra's quests aren't problems I have with this quest. They're problems I have with every other quest that this quest is a sequel to. And like the bad stuff's already in the game. They can't, I guess they could retcon it, but if they're not going to retcon it, I shouldn't be mad at them for like trying to characterize the White Knights in an interesting way. It feels abrupt because it is abrupt because they didn't think to do it sooner. The Sliske voice feels abrupt because it is abrupt because they didn't think to do it sooner. But it's a good idea and it works in this quest, so I'll give it a pass. Anyway, the point is that you do all of these different tasks around the world trying to figure out where the eggs are, and they're all dead ends, or at least they appear to be dead ends, but the writers are aware of the fact that they're dead ends, right? Because eventually Azzanadra finds the eggs himself. It turns out they're in the heart of Gielinor. Shock. You get there and they say that like if you kill a god in the room where the eggs are, that it's bad. They'll hatch or something. They have the Sliske voices imply that, okay, quest complete, but then like, wait a minute, quest isn't complete. Like what's going on with Azzanadra? Why were we even bothering with Saradomin's crown? Like that all seemed like a stupid dead end. It turns out that Sliske and Trindine were secretly plotting to steal Saradomin's crown. Then it descends back into the boring god slop shit where it's like, Azzanadra and Trindine and Zaros have a showdown with Sarah. It doesn't matter. Zaros takes his crown, right? I think this part's kind of lame because like they did the work of saying, hey, you fell into Azzanadra's trap. He's actually trying to steal the crown. But then like the way that the crown gets stolen is that Zaros just takes it. Like Zaros is just like the better puncher. He has the ability to teleport it off his head or something. So he can just do that. Well, like he could just do that whether the player character existed or this quest existed, right? So what's the point of the quest? I think that's where Jagex usually runs into trouble with God Slop, is that it's cool to have Azzanadra and Trindine betray you here. It's cool for you to create the circumstances that allow them to get their way. But then the actual mechanism by which they get their way is just, it's arbitrary. Zaros is a bigger boy. He has more anima. His power level is over 9,000, so he can steal the crown for free, right? Like I was saying about the Infinity War comparison, there is no making an emotional mistake or making a deliberate choice that causes this to occur. That's pretty much the conclusion of the quest. Zaros has Saradomin's crown now, and there's going to be some kind of showdown at the monolith, because I guess Zaros was doing stuff with the monolith. That's why the monolith is empowered in the first place. So the quest is okay. It's better than mid. There are parts in it that are very good. The stuff with Owen being frustrated by the White Knights and the bureaucracy of the Church of Saradomin is neat. It's characterization stuff. The Trindine stuff is good because she's a much more interesting Majorat than basically all the other ones. The story is a little bit more interesting. It is kind of annoying that like what we're trying to do is stop the end of the universe, because obviously we're going to succeed at that, so there's no actual stakes. I'll stop comparing everything to Infinity War, but Infinity War is Godslop done well, right? The stakes in that movie are that half of the universe dies, and it happens, and you see all of the like really important characters die, and you're like, well, he's not dead. Like there's already another Spider-Man movie that got greenlit. How are they going to bring him back? So in theory, there are no stakes, but then we find out that it takes them like 5 years to undo the snap. And so when everybody comes back, they have to like grapple with the fact that they've been gone from reality for 5 years and like people moved on without them, right? They try to make something happen. I'm very concerned that this whole Elder God saga is just going to conclude with the problem being solved and there being no effect to the status quo. Maybe I'll be proven wrong though, we'll see. The worst part of Azzanadra's quest is definitely the long voice-acted Gothix monologue that's so pointless. It adds absolutely nothing to, like, try to quantify. It's like midichlorian shit. I think that's a really good comparison, that everything they're trying to do to recontextualize the World Guardian's powers is just like midichlorians. Like, when I watched the original Star Wars trilogy and they said that there was a mystical force, I'm like, okay, got it. We didn't have to clarify that the force works because of mystical organisms in your blood. Like, who gives a shit? I think if they were going to get voice acting for Gothix, they should have had Gothix say something emotional maybe, but instead they get this poor voice actor to rattle off this list of things that's just going to get edited onto a wiki page somewhere and mean nothing to the plot. I'd say this quest is a solid 7 out of 10, and if you remove the stupid Gothix monologue, it would be like a 7.5 or an 8 out of 10. It was okay. I guess I should probably make this Pontifex observation ring. I think that's pretty useful, and it gets upgraded in later quests. So I'll look into what's required for that. Okay, to make this observation ring, I need another Pontifex Signet ring. So I guess I can just cast Fixate and get it here. Shouldn't take too long. All right, got it. So I have to restore this, and then I have to go get I might have a Lapis Lazuli in my bank somewhere. And then combine it with the observation thing that we got. I don't know how long I've had these. I have 4 Lapis in my bank, apparently. I think I also need a Dragon Stone to do this. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if this needs to be cut or uncut. Oh, I can do it at a workbench. Okay. Observation ring. Got it. There we go. Now, I guess this is something that eventually gets upgraded and becomes more useful, but isn't particularly helpful right now, maybe. I have to admit, it's a little painful that you only get these trove drops after doing Azzanadra's quest, and I have much KC. I guess it doesn't report every kill, but it's a lot. I have a lot of KC at Archglacier, like over 5,000, and didn't get any troves that whole time. All right, I really got to pick up the pace with these if I want to finish by episode 99. There's 28 quests left, including a few mini quests, so I got to make sure I do at least 2 quests per episode after this one, unless there's a really long one coming up. Next week, we'll do Battle of the Monolith and City of Sentiston at minimum, maybe also Once Upon a Time in Gielinor, depending on time. Thanks for watching as always. We'll see you next time. Bye.